What's up, everybody? This is Lance. I'm the host of the Health and Real Estate Podcast. And today's guest is a really good friend, David Williams. I've known him for about 20 years, 2 decades. We met in senior year in high school at Melville and just been good buddies ever since. He is really into credit repair. He has his own personal credit journey and financial journey. He's going to share with you how he overcame that and now how he teaches and helps other people improve their credit. Also, how to get business credit for your business, where people are getting 10, 20, $50,000 in interest-free business credit, which is insane.
Yeah, yeah.
And also talk about some ways you can use that for your real estate business as an investor or as a real estate agent. So before I hand it off to him, I also want to give you a little teaser. So back freshman year in college, I believe, me and this guy actually got into a fist fight. And I don't know if you could tell from us on screen, but I'm about 5'8", about 160 in high school. I was about 5'8", 140. And this dude is about 6'4", 6'5", about 220, 230 back in, those days, just solid
Yeah.
muscle. So I'll share more about that fight, but in the end, it brought us closer together. So that's a fun story. Stick around till the
I love
end.
that story
But welcome, dude. I'm so excited to do this. So I'm
too,
gonna
bro.
pass it off to you, and if you want to just like share your personal journey on your wealth transformation and credit transformation.
Sure. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, bro. Thankful to be here. Thanks for the invite. I always love connecting with you. I just love the way our spirits connect and when the way we align. So, big shout out to you for that, and big shout out to what you're doing with this podcast. I pray that it continues to prosper. So, thank you
Thank
for
you.
having me.
Thank you.
Um, What up, world? My name is David Williams. Like you said, I do credit repair, I do business funding, I do business credit. So, really, all things that are tied to the finances, but not only just the personal side, but on the business side. So, I'll just give you a layout of how my journey even started, how I even got on this road, because I'm pretty sure you're wondering, like, I mean, as a kid, I was not dreaming of doing this. This was never it wasn't my lifelong goal. I didn't even see it until I was really a young adult. And so basically, when I
Wow.
realized that I wanted to start a business, when I realized I needed to buy a car, I needed to buy a home, I was not in any way the right candidate to get any of those things, right? My first car had a high interest note on it. My first place to live was renting because I could not afford a house note. When I thought about my very first business that I started, it actually didn't go the way I wanted to at all because I did not have any of those resources readily available to be able to scale or leverage off of. So I actually started with a I'm gonna just say like low 500 credit score. I started with no business credit, no business income, no business really understanding outside of like I have an idea and I'm willing to do whatever it takes. That's really all I brought to the table. Maybe about 7 years ago. But the thing that propelled me to really get into this was the fact that when I saw how much it changed my life, um, I felt like this burning urge to not only just make my life better and easier and obviously, grow, but I wanted other people to experience this too, and just being someone that, how we bond over sports, sharing a lot of, just love for the passion of football, basketball. Hell, I think we could have did any sport. I think it was the love and the respect that we had, but the team, it was the camaraderie, right? So like that's what was inside of me. Like, I don't want to harvest all this good information. I want to tell people I don't think you should struggle in a business. I don't think you should, not be able to afford a home or, you can't get the car you want or even having a reliable car. So I jumped out on faith, bro. I really did. I spent the first year and some change fixing my own credit. I got myself from a 520 something to the high mid 750s. And from there, I I literally thought I was rich because that feeling, which if you've never had good credit, if you go from a 5 to a 7, you're gonna feel rich, right? It doesn't matter if you see an M or not. It's because the yeses are automatic, the limits are higher, the car payment is lower, the house payment is lower, you're getting free money for a business. I mean, I was like, Lance, I don't even think people know that because you have good credit, you get invited to stuff just because you have good credit. It sounds fake, but there are complimentary services that come with just having good credit. And I wanted people to know that. I wanted people to experience that because to me, Lance, I felt like that was just like a way to upgrade your life, right? And a lot of times we think that's monetary. It's not. So for me, my journey was really just about building my credit, and then I wanted to actually invest in myself and my business. I'm thankful today that I was able to grow from a business that had 0 clients and $0 in 2021 to now almost tearing 7 figures in 2025. And I have helped over 1,000 people to restore their credit. And I would say probably over, say like maybe 250, almost 300, if not 300. I've helped over 300 businesses in the last 5 years to grow and secure capital for their business, whether that's startup or whether that's a seasoned business that's just looking to go further. Really, it can stem anywhere from 100,000, I'd say 10,000 to 5 million. We have a whole team of lenders. I have a full credit repair team. And basically, I like to spend my days now just offering it to people who need it. I love working with people. I care about people's situation way more than just the monetary part. I want to see a business grow. I want to see that person buy their first home, that they may gift to their kids or send down the line generationally. I want to see them drive a reliable car, something that can get them not only just to and from a place, but actually something that they can enjoy, and not be burdened by. Basically, bro, I really care about the quality of life that, everybody has a chance to live. I just want to be able to do my part to see if I can help with that.
I love it. I love all of that. And let's start with the personal credit, 'cause I think it all starts with personal credit. And once you get that optimized, then that unlocks the business credit, right?
I agree. Yeah, yeah,
Awesome.
absolutely.
So you fixed your personal credit first. How'd you even learn to do that?
Yes.
And where do you even start?
That's a great question. I'd say the first place you should always start is go to any credit monitoring site and just pull your current credit report. Some have a cost. MyAnnualCreditReport.com is free. I would say start there. Pull your credit report right now. Look at it, right? If you feel like you don't even have the knowledge to be able to break down your credit report, just look at it and highlight with a color marker what you think looks negative or what you think is negative. That 9 times out of 10 will be the best place to start because from there, if you pull the credit report, you know where you're at. You're going to know exactly where you're at, month to date. And then if you can highlight a few negatives, then you know why you're where you're at. And that's really what my mentor showed me. It wasn't about the like, well, I'm gonna show you how to fix this first. I don't even know what I'm fixing, right? Most people don't know what to fix. So like the knowledge is cool, but it's all about how to access it. So I would say if you can access your credit report, do it free or pay for it, but access all three, highlight the negatives that you think are there. And then if you can, find someone that you trust to talk about this with, have the conversation with them, let them break down some things and school you on what negative items are, and then let's talk the education. So after that, I would always say, here's my cheat code, bro. I pay for education.
Mhm.
And I like that because that means when I pay for education, I get to pay to learn what I want to learn. I'm not paying to learn a broad spectrum. I'm specifically paying for like, yeah, I want you to teach me finances. I want you to teach me credit. So for me, it was as simple as joining a mentorship of a trusted source, basically paying somebody who's smarter than me and where I want to be to teach me how to do something I've never done. So that would be my start for understanding your personal credit and then learning about it. Really, there's tons of entities out there like CFPB that will educate the daily consumer about credit. The CFPB Consumer Financial Protection Bureau.com. And you can go there. You can either do disputes or complaints. Most importantly, they have all of the history and documents free for us consumers to learn about credit. You can learn which bureaus are getting sued. You can learn which, like, if your credit card company just got sued because of a, like a fraud or security breach, which is very common. These are just there's a million tools out there right now that will really help you with credit.
Definitely. And if there is someone who wants to improve their credit and they pulled that report, that free report, and they're just reading through it, but they just don't know how to read it or it doesn't make sense. Like, what would you recommend to them? Should they seek someone like you, a credit repair specialist, to like break it down for them and be like, hey, like this, and this, we can fix that, or we can challenge this, or
Yep.
how does that work?
Sure. I would definitely say that that would be a great idea to reach out to someone who's more knowledgeable in that space. Especially when you do the first 50% of the carrying, right? You pull the report, you highlight what you think. That's really all the effort that I try to get out of any client before I work with them. Because you're showing me that you actually care, right? I could go into your report and pull everything out, but then I'm gonna lose you when I tell you what you should do. If you show me that part, I would say speak with someone like myself. You can schedule a free consultation. If you don't follow me, I'll make sure you have all those links to access that. But book a free consultation with me. Let's sit down, let's hop on a Zoom, let's connect, let's talk about it. And then I will literally break down your report in the easiest, most simplest form so that way it's easy to digest for someone who literally may not know anything about credit.
Absolutely. And I'll put all your links and contact info in the show notes so people can easily access it. And if someone did want to work with you, like, can you share a couple examples of like success stories on how you help people improve their personal credit? Like you took them from maybe a 550 to a 650 in like a month or two or something like that.
Oh yeah, 100%. A really cool story. I know student loans plague a lot of people. Um, and I know it's on a lot of credit reports. I had a guy who I think he made a Facebook post in like April. No, I'm gonna say like February or March because I think it was gone by April. And he was talking about how his student loans had got reapplied back to his credit report. So basically, they were removed, and then the negative item came back, and they reposted it on his credit. So it dropped him. He was in the middle of trying to close on his brick and mortar for his new spot for his photography company. So he was, in the midst of upgrading, scaling, and he was at an immediate pause because of his personal credit being held down by student loans. Student loans is very tricky because it actually is your debt. I'm never going to say that it isn't, but I will say 9 times out of 10 when they complain about you to the bureaus, they duplicate accounts. So like you have one original, but they may have three and they're like, hey, Lance didn't pay us. Well, how that's interpreted is like it looks like Lance didn't pay on three accounts when it's really one. The two accounts just both hold the negative items. Long story short, with me and my team's help, within about less than 45 days, we were able to remove all the negative items off of his student loans. His credit bounced 100 points and he now is way past the marker of getting the brick and mortar, scaling the company. He's actually now getting ready to secure over $100,000 in a line of credit for the business to scale the company even higher. So that's one of them. I've got tons about businesses. I'm sorry, about home purchases. Me and my girl created a program a couple years ago where a lot of times people want to buy their first home, but they don't know how. And they also, most of the time, don't meet the requirements. Well, I would do a free consultation, a free analytic pool. So I would try to make it as free as long as I possibly can to educate and to show them the credit reports. Out of that program, we've helped over 50 plus people to purchase their home, a first time home buyer. And I mean, crazy low interest rates, a great number for them. They've already built equity in the house. And now they could actually take that equity and start a business or upgrade their life, or now they have options. So I've got tons of success stories for that.
That's so amazing, and I love how you broke it down where you found something where they weren't paying or they missed a payment once, but it was looking at like three missed payments or something like
Yeah.
that. Where a lot of people don't know, a lot of these credit bureaus or banks or whatever, they mess up all the time.
all
I
the
feel like it's
every day,
almost I feel like it's
daily.
almost purposely to make your
Yes.
credit worse, so your
Yep.
interest rate is higher, so they make more money. So we have to be
Yes.
proactive in making sure that everything's correct. Because for me,
100%.
I always thought the credit score was based on like, well, I mean, there are the normal things like your credit balance, where I
Mhm.
thought, the only way to improve your credit score is just pay off your balance. But there's multiple ways to do it without directly paying off your balance. Could you share like
100%.
one or two simple ways or the most common ways to improve your credit?
Yeah. The one to be more specific, if you want an immediate jump in your credit report, pay your credit card on the due date and don't use it for 3 to 4 days. If you do that, then you will get a report balance to the bureaus of the lowest possible amount, which would significantly decrease the amount of credit that you're using, thus reflecting a higher score on your personal credit. If you want an immediate jump, that's the fastest thing you could ever do.
So that's pay your credit card payment, and then for 3 days after the payment due date, after you paid it, don't use your credit card.
Yes, and to
Okay.
add the specifics in that, just in case they might have missed it, on the due date, right? So if the
Oh,
due date of the card is the 15th, I'm paying. I mean, if I let's say I have $1,000 and I need to pay, I'm gonna pay it at least 900. If I let 10% report, which is 100, I'm fine with that because I just paid 900 to reduce that balance. I'll let them report that I have $100 still on that card being used because let's be honest, every bank wants to make a little bit of money off of you. In order to keep the limit open or high, you want to keep that card in usage. You just don't want to overuse it. And if you do, you
mhm,
want to pay it down at a certain date. So when it does report, you don't get hit with that high interest. I'm sorry, high utilization.
definitely.
Yep.
And
The
I'm sure.
second thing, mhm,
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say the second thing is I would add a new account. So one of those, a lot of times people think that it's always credit cards. It doesn't have to be, and it doesn't have to mean you apply for a new credit card. A primary account can be a kickoff. Something is affordable as like I think it's $5 to get it, and I think you paid $2 a month for like 6 months on a $20 out of like $500 limit. What that is, that's fancy for just saying you added a primary account under your personal name that's in now good standings with low usage. That's the other fastest way to increase your credit score. Why? Because banks want to see a good credit mix. They don't want to just see that you're just all cards and no installment, just pure revolving with no installment. That's not really beneficial, right? When you buy a house and a car, those are installment loans. So if you can mix the credit, is what they say in the finance world. If you mix it, then you typically will give your chance a significantly higher rate to being approved or getting high limits. So I would say add in a primary account, kickoff, meet tally. There's tons of them out there, but that's the
Awesome. I
fastest two
love it.
ways.
So that's just two simple ways that people can use. And I'm sure I didn't know about this before you just told me now. And I'm sure there
That's
are
because you already got good credit, bro.
yeah, I'm sure there are dozens and dozens of ways where you could help people improve their
Yes.
credit very simply and quickly. So
Yes.
that's personal credit. And
Yep.
I love that you mentioned the program that you and your girl did because I know she's a real estate agent. So you guys
Yes.
worked perfectly together. She would,
Yep.
find the client, find the first time home buyer. They didn't quite qualify for the mortgage to buy. So then you help them with their credit history, fix their credit report, and then
Yep.
boom, they're able to be pre-approved for their first home. So that's amazing. So definitely you want to fix your personal credit to not just to be pre-approved for a home loan, but lower interest rates on cars and
Insurance.
all kinds of things. And I know there's also tons of perks with certain credit cards as well that once you hit
Yes.
certain credit scores, you get tons and tons of perks. But I don't want to
Yes.
go into that yet. I just want to mostly just focus on fixing your personal credit.
Yeah.
Then once you get your personal credit fixed, and it doesn't have to be great, like it doesn't have to be 750, 800, but I've like even if you're in the mid sixes or sevens, isn't that when you could start applying for business credit, or does it have to be a little higher?
I mean, I always like to say, fund your business at the most optimal point of your credit.
Okay.
Why? Because on the realistic side, as we go get new accounts and get all these new business, your credit's just gonna go down because you're leveraging it, right?
Hmm.
So if you look at credit as a leverage and not like, yay, I got a high score and you don't do nothing, it doesn't mean anything. You want to leverage it, so you're gonna be using the social security of your personal to co-sign that new business or that established business. Either way, over time, once you start adding new accounts and the years go down and then the new payment history starts, you'll notice that you want to do funding in sequences. So I would say if you're over a 720, you are actively ready for business funding if you have a business.
Awesome. So you want to get your personal credit to 720 or higher. That's the most like optimized number
Yep.
to start getting a ton of business credit.
Yes.
Awesome. So now walk us through that. Once we're at that personal level of 720 or higher, and we are a real estate investor or a real estate agent or just any kind of business owner, how then can we apply for business credit to start pulling, like you said, like 10,000 is kind of the minimum, upwards of 80, $100,000 that you could use for your business. Um, and a lot of it is interest free for like the first year too, isn't it? So
Yes.
tell us about that.
Yeah. So I'm a big believer in 0% interest because I mean it's 0%. That's the cheapest money you could ever get in your life. And I don't think it get any better than that, right? So when I think of business cards and I think of 0% interest, I think of the only way that you can access a 0% and anything in business is through the business cards. So what me and my team do is we will strategize with any type of niche business. It doesn't matter what it is. Our lenders that we have direct connections to will underwrite really anywhere in the world as long as the business is structured properly. And when I mean structured, I mean like the name, the email, the 800 number, not your personal, not a non-personal email,
And
but a
you will
business
help with
email.
that, right? With telling
Oh, from
people
A
how to
to
do
Z.
business
Yeah.
structure. Okay.
Bro, if they need help with the naming of their business, I'll help them with that, right? So, because, and for example, since this is about real estate, I want to give this gem to the real estate world. Real estate is a very much, um, what's the best way to say it? It is a restricted industry, right? It is restricted in the sense of as a bank sees it, they will very much either not approve or they will cap the limit that they give because they cannot guarantee that if they gave everything that it will work and it'll come back, right? It's just like trucking. Great concept proven over time, but you just can't guarantee that the money will always work, right? So in that case, I like to tell all my real estate people, take real estate out of your name, right? Take realty, make it generic, right? It could be, Lance Global Enterprises. I don't know what that means if I'm a bank, but guess what? I also can't tell if you're doing real estate. And guess what? As a bank, it's really not their business. Less is more in the business credit world. The more you share, you can probably pull yourself out because when they say, "Oh, well, you need the money for wholesale and flipping," those are all restricted projects, right? Some people can get out of a 3-month project in wholesale. I mean, one of my favorite clients in St. Louis, I think he just got out of 8. He was
Mm.
pissed. So when you think about it, that's why it's restricted. The best way to get the most money at 0%, and I'm gonna just focus on real estate, is I would stop using the consultant uh description. I would make it more based around education. If you think about it long enough, you guys are, in the real estate world, we educate people about homes, whether it's purchasing or selling, right? If you put yourself as an educator, you come off like a teacher to a bank. They'll give a teacher money because, like teachers don't make a lot of money. So that's the same thing. If you come off as a consultant, then you're gonna hit a lot of
It looks riskier, right?
it is riskier because now everybody has done that, right? Everybody has said, "Oh, I'm a real estate consultant. I don't sell it. I just talk about it." Well, guess what? The default rates on these 0% cards are at a skyrocketing rate, and banks are like, nah, bro, we're not doing this. So now they want to be more specific to who they lend to. If you're in the real estate world, education is going to be your cheat code. Business systems is your cheat code. If you can take realty investment home out of your name, you almost 60% give yourself a chance to not being approved. I'm sorry, to being approved automatically. Like the thing that
Mhm.
I like to tell people, Lance, is you don't have to wait to be approved. I just got a lady approved for $74,000 on one business credit card at 0%. She's in real estate. She lives in Missouri. She did everything I said prior to doing that. She could not believe the outcome. She was like, I didn't even know they write that high. It's not that they do or don't, it's the fact that you're in position. And
Awesome.
that's the part where if you want to win the 0% game, it's going to be the structuring of your business, it's going to be the name of the business, and it's going to be how you classify that business before you go to that bank. I can help with all of that.
Awesome. So your services, you help with all that. One, fix your personal credit. Two,
Yep.
once your personal credit is fixed, then you could help them create that business structure, that LLC or whatever, and help them with the name, the phone
Yes.
number, the email to where they will be pre approved for all these 0% business loans, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Awesome. And then how quickly can that process be? Once someone has their personal credit to 720 or higher, and let's say they don't have an LLC, how quickly can you help them form that LLC and start getting that business credit? Are we talking weeks, months, years?
Yeah. So I like to always give myself like 2 to 4 weeks, and if we're starting from that metric, it sounds like that would be square one. Setting up the business, getting it structured, getting it, getting all the documents in line. That's going to take us about a week, week and a half. And then I want to use the rest of those 3 weeks to make sure that we, set up a business checking account. We set up all the ducks in a row. Execution for the way we work with we have exclusive relationships with, the bank. So for example, people will be like, why would I pay this guy when I can just go to Chase? I would just tell you to go to Chase. If they give you 15,000 for your business, and I just told you that I got a lady almost 80, which business you think is gonna last longer?
Hmm.
She didn't let the barrier of paying the fee stop her. She understood that I don't know Chase and Chase doesn't know me, but if I can get a way in, if I follow these rules, I would say do that. So in about 2 to 4 weeks, we should be able to not only, set the business up, but have you approved with the card in your hand.
That's amazing. And I know when we talked about this a while back, that you do have all those relationships, not just that you have the relationships, but you know which banks to reach out for on different things. Like some banks might give you 0% for something like 20,000, and then another bank
Yes.
might give you 0% for like 50,000.
Yes.
And you know which banks to reach out to. Like
Yes.
that
Very
it's
familiar
awesome.
with the application processes that I would say of most of your banks that lend the 0% cards from the east, west, south, north doesn't matter. I have a good understanding of the footprints that they want to work in, and just I really understand the back end of what the bank is looking for, which is here the sweet spot for me with that, bro. Is that's what they don't advertise to the public, right? They want you to get their product, but they're not gonna tell you like, hey, you could get the most from us if you da da da. I
Hmm.
like to be the middleman of like, oh, this is what y'all got to do because they're not gonna say if you do this, 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 and this. I'm just saying I've seen them give like $100,000. So again, when I tell businesses that and I show them like, hey, I've gotten clients 100. I think the highest I got on a business credit card at 0% was 121,000
Wow.
on one card, bro.
Yeah, and you're able to help people get multiple cards where
Yeah,
like
we could do
one
this. We could do this with multiple cards. and,
awesome.
and lines of credit, private money. I mean, I don't. The creative thing about us is we're not just limited to business cards, right? I start with them because that's the easiest low hanging fruit, and our connectors with that is a great way to start a relationship with the bank that may not know you.
Definitely.
Yep.
And is this super scalable where like once your personal credit's good, then you form an LLC and you do it, set everything up properly with the name and address, email, all that. then you use that LLC, and a month later you pull out, you're able to get, let's say, $100,000 worth of business credit through one or multiple cards. Once
Yeah.
you get that, what's stopping you? Are you able to form another LLC and do the same thing and pull out more?
Oh yeah. Yeah, bro. I
As
encourage
long as
people
your personal credit is in good standing and as long as you keep that original business credit in good standing, correct?
100%. Yeah, if I mean, you can have 20 LLCs, right? As long as at that point, if you're gonna have that many businesses, it's gonna matter about your strategy. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like the thing is, business credit does not report to personal. So that's a win right there, right? If you get 50,000 on the business side and you go and you put 40,000 on it, renovating a home or flipping it or tools, materials, whatever, your name is not gonna see that. That report is gonna be solid. The only way that you can do that where it does report, you'd have to default on the money, bro. You'd have to not pay them. Once you get good at realizing the strategy and the rules of the banks, realizing that like Chase being one of the most prestigious, but also being one of the most restricted. So you don't want to go to them last. Why? Because they're going to be like, hey, bro, you've gotten too many cards in 24 months. The answer is an automatic no from us. And this wouldn't matter if you had an 800 credit score. So as
Mhm.
long as we have a really good strategy, which is why I always say before, you go forward with that next step, consult with someone that you trust. This is something that I'm going to be educating all my clients know to expect this from me, right? We're not just about money and we're not just about cards and a picture. I need to set you up so that way you can also come back and we can secure more capital, thus getting your business more income to scale and use. So that way, while you're trying to make it work, you don't have to depend solely on it working. Because as we know, business never goes the way we plan.
Definitely.
Like,
Definitely.
literally ever.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like this is a huge unlock for businesses. And so how are you helping like either real estate agents or real
Mhm.
estate investors? What are they using this business credit for? Like they're pulling out this money for like rehabs? Are any of them using this to actually purchase really low end properties? Or tell
Oh,
us more
yeah.
about that.
Sure. Um, on the agent side, I help more agents close, right? Um, I've probably consulted with maybe handfuls and dozens of real estate agents who were like, let's just say that they have low sales. Well, you have low sales because you're in a saturated market. And if anything tells you anything about a saturated market, you need to look at the top dog, you need to look at the bottom dog so you can find out where you're at, right? You got to see what does the top dog do? Well, they post 3 days a week on Instagram and 5 days on, TikTok and da 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 da, and you post once a week. Well, that's your bottleneck, right? They have good credit, so they take out 50,000 to put that on marketing campaigns and emails. You're still sending out texts and like postcards, right? It's the part where you just realize that to the agent, it's an easy fix because you say something like you want to gain more traffic, more sales. Okay, perfect. Leverage your credit and then add in automated systems to nurture the people that you talk to freely. So if you talk to a bunch of people, do you nurture them? I gotta kill this mosquito, bro. Yay. Got him. First swipe. uh, if you do that, then they will increase their chances of closing more. Same thing when I tell their clients that. Tell your clients that if they're not qualified for that first time home buyer program, send them to me so I can talk to them. There's lenders that don't care about medical collections or stuff like that. Why? Because everybody deals with it, and most medical collections are HIPAA law violations. So they don't let that stand in the way. So it's easy for me to help an agent in real estate to gain more sales because it's either marketing that you're bottlenecking in, or you're only prepared for someone with an 800 that's like, I got cash and I'm ready to buy. That's like 2% of people,
Mhm.
right? So we get you prepared for the 98. And that's just making you be more monetizable to them, right? On the investor side, I mean, it's as simple as this. If you are a real estate investor, then you have to understand you're in a restricted industry. Banks are not giving you a lot of money anyway. With the right approach, though, I've gotten, I mean, most of my success, I'd say, comes from the real estate world. I've gotten business lines of credit for 250 plus thousand. I got one for 382,000 and the guy in Kansas. Got a guy in Miami, 185,000 on the line. Got a girl in Ohio, 150,000 on the business line. The reason being is when you have a properly structured business credit report and also good credit and also cash flow in the business to leverage those three tools to access a bank's product. I mean, we're talking like I mean, I don't know. It's like when Jordan makes a jump shot. Like I get that feeling because like, if I see that a business has all three of those things, I'm instantly thinking like, oh, dude, this lender's going to love you because you got, and like the fact that I know that that's all they need is that connection. I mean, I literally asked them something like, "What was your goal that you were looking to access, for funding?" And most of the time, an investor is going to say about 150, maybe close to 200,000. Why? That's probably what it could cost to buy the property or properties. Maybe you can get one or two out that. If nonetheless, if you do already have it, but let's say the renovation is like 60 to 80, right? Or let's say the materials are 60 to 80. For the best bang, when I think of a real estate investor, if we get them a business line of credit, which is not like a HELOC that reports to the personal, a business line of credit or a S block, we notice that if we can collateralize it, we can get a lot more money. You're able to use that as a cash injection, which is typically going to cover a real estate investor's day-to-day operations. It's going to cover the GC work, the electrical, the plumbing. It'll literally knock out about 90% of the headache that they have. And here's the beauty about why I like the S block. You only pay interest on the money used. So imagine having a lot of access, but then it's just for emergency, right? If I only need to use 40,000 of my 150, oh, then I'll pay some interest on that because that's what I needed to use that to keep growing, right?
Mhm.
Watch this. If I have a 0% card on top of an S block, then guess what I'm doing? I'm literally pulling things off of my line of credit because it's immediate cash in my business, just dumping it out, getting it taken care of at a speed rate, and then flourishing and taking that interest and putting it on that credit card at 0%.
Mhm.
Now you just took interest money and brought it down to 0%, made it same as cash, bro. And you incentivize yourself by paying that card off by saying every time you do that, if you pay out $40,000 on 0%, if you can, then you'll see that you'll get a lot of miles. You'll get points that convert to cash or miles.
Dang,
Hmm.
that's amazing.
Hmm.
Now, with a lot of the real estate investors, are they mostly using this business credit to fund the actual rehabs and also holding costs? Or are you actually able to buy properties with business credit?
Oh, bro. Yes. My boy Matt, he bought a like a fixer upper on an American Express Platinum.
Like with the credit card, with the
I
business card?
swiped it. Swipe for it. Yep.
Wow. I didn't know you could do that.
Listen, bro, I would say, I mean, there's two ways you could do. You could do it that route. You can liquidate the front end available balance of a card, and then you
Hmm.
can take that cash and then go buy it with cash. And basically, you say that the cash originated from the card,
Hmm.
so it's not a cash advance. It's there's tons of merchant companies out here that'll let you liquidate that card and then take that front end balance and then go put it on like a house or something.
Wow. Now, this got me thinking. Are you familiar with the real estate investment strategy, the BRRRR? It's
Bird.
BRRRR. It's like
Oh yeah,
buy,
yeah.
renovate, rent, refinance, repeat. Is this
Yes.
something where someone, if they got, $150,000 in business credit and it was their first year, what is it? Are most of them like 0% interest your first year? Something like that?
Yeah, very few are like a year and a half.
Okay. So is that something where someone, if they found a home for like 100,000, it needed 50,000 in rehab, they could
Mhm.
literally use all that business credit, purchase the property, rehab the property, then they could rent it out, then they
Yes.
refinance with the traditional bank and get all that money back. Then they could
Yes.
pay off the balance of that business credit card. Is that's Have you seen someone do that? 'Cause so then they're basically doing all that at 0% interest because most real estate investors use like hard money, which is like
Yes.
very expensive. I
Very
don't even know
expensive.
what it is now, but it's like what, 10 to 20%? something
Yeah,
like
I'd
that?
say there's definitely like prime plus 7
Yeah.
minimum. I know it's at least 14%,
Wow.
at least, which is
Well,
crazy.
so this is a strategy where people can do that burr strategy if they find a property, um, that's within their credit limit, business limit.
100%, bro. Yeah, I just to simplify that, I would just say like, yeah, your only other option is private or hard, right?
Mhm.
After that, um, yeah, that's why I say my favorite products for real estate, the real estate world is it's gonna be the business cards and it's gonna be lines of credit. Because if you can do that, the cash injection should cover whatever you need. Most headaches that I've ever seen with real estate investors, it's not the house, it'd be the work, it'd be the GC, it'd be the electrical, it'd be the plumbing, it'd be all the stuff that we don't think that it would be. Buying a house is easy, bro. Like I found it, I buy it, I sign, it's mine. Fixing it, getting workers, like that's when I've seen deals lost, scammed, like overextended themselves in the property, got buried in a property. Like I say, one of my favorite, and he's a 25-year vet in real estate in Missouri. He just got out of a project in 8 months.
Wow.
I mean, that most of us would be bald, right? Because a good flip it should take you maybe 2 to 3 months.
Mhm.
He's 8 in, so the thing that he needs that he didn't I got this, David. Okay, I don't pressure. You do it how you see fit. Imma always be here and we can talk about it. I mean, since then we've talked like 3 times and he's like, "Man, if I woulda just did." Yes, if we woulda just did, yes, yep, it would 100% work just like you thought. Because if you thought that you could pay a monthly note on the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th month, and then you still got more work that needs to go in it while you're paying. I mean, do you wanna be out of your pocket with that? Because I surely don't. I would never wanna do that. And then on top of it, I have to list and sell it. So, if that's a real headache for anyone out there that may be dealing with it, this is absolutely why I would say focus on a secured back line of credit, focus on a line of credit, and focus on 0%.
Awesome. I love it all. So this is very beneficial for real estate agents or real estate investors. So a way you can help real estate agents is one, if they need funding, they're looking to scale their business, they could use a business credit for marketing and to help scale their real estate business.
Yes.
Two, you can help if they have clients that aren't that need credit repair. You can help the clients with the credit
Yeah.
repair to make them qualify for the home loan. And then if
Yes.
you're a real estate investor, you could help them get business lines of credit or business credit that can help fund rehabs or holding costs.
Yes.
That is huge.
Yep.
Well, awesome. That's kind of all I have on that. But I wanted you to mention that big community giveaway you did.
Okay.
Like was that last year or 2 years ago? I know you did a big like gas giveaway and there's like
Mhm.
a line around the gas station. Tell us about
Yeah.
that.
Man, that was a really cool event. Me and one of my we're still business partners to this day. Um, a really good friend of mine, me and Ramon, we got crazy one night and was like, "Hey, man, let's just do something that hasn't been done before." And I mean, like, we were trying to like be like, "What hasn't been done before in Missouri?" Like, I don't know what we can do. We're not Jason Tatum. We're not like celebrities. We're not rappers. We're not athletes. We're just us, right? He was like, "Bro, let's do a gas giveaway." I was like, it sounded cool, but then I couldn't see it until like I really thought about like we took out what we had to remove was what's in it for us.
Hmm.
And that's what made this thing magical. Cause in the beginning we were like, oh, this would be great for marketing. And it was like, no, it wouldn't. Cause like people will take what you give them for free, but they don't want to have to give you something just to get it for free. If we're being honest. So when we worked through it, we was like, okay, let's just bless the people, bro, and let God figure it out. I'm cool with that. So we was like, bet, we'll do that. We just gonna throw $10,000 out there. We both pledged 5,000 apiece. And man, God brought it all together. If I'm really being honest, and I won't make it as lengthy, but I'll tell you the shortcomings that we ran into that you would not believe, bro. Number one, the first location that we were wanting to have it at, they had approved us to do it,
This was
and then
a gas station, right?
Yeah, this was a gas station. So we had picked a location that we were like, okay, demographically it looks great, a lot of traffic, it's right off the highway, so you ain't gotta, just it made sense. We went in, we talked to him, what we thought was the owner. He gave us a yes. We literally made our promo video for it. Bro, the promo video went viral. And I mean viral like over 400,000 views and like 30,000 comments. We were not prepared for that. They got a whiff of it and was like, oh no, we're shutting it down because, somebody can die, or what if a fight breaks out? We like, bro, I mean, yes, it could happen, but I mean, at a free gas giveaway, like, bro, get your gas and go home. Like, you should not be fighting at a place that's giving you free gas. Like, come fill up your tank, go get some food, and go home. So here's the thing. I don't know if you remember, Kai Cenat, the famous streamer.
Mm-mm.
Kai Cenat. Okay, so I think a week prior, he did the same thing we did, but in New York, where he drove in a car and stopped in like the middle of the street, poked through the sunroof, and like started shooting, like I think streaming. He was streaming. Well, it got so like crowded with people flocking that fights broke out, a brawl broke out, and they actually had to arrest Kai Cenat, even though he didn't do it, but it was because he incited it. So basically, they said, well, you went viral. We don't know who y'all are. Y'all black. Y'all probably rappers or ball players. So they shut us down. But bro, not only did they shut us down, they called their township police department and government center and then told them that if we were to have this gas station, that we should be persecuted to the highest degree. So now we have now, bro, it gets good. So we went back up to the gas station. We like, can we talk to the guy that was in here the one day? He never came back into the picture. We got notified by Maplewood Police Department. Bro, the government the government center in Maplewood and the police department, so both of them in this time frame, bro, and I'm gonna give you specifics. This was 4 days before we said that come to this location, we're gonna get you free gas. So imagine putting your word out there. We already waiting on people to say, oh, this is a fraud, they're scam, they ain't gonna do it. And then the cops shut us down. They went on our Facebooks, they went on mine and his under each one of our posts and the viral one that was on Instagram and said, this is MPDD. And we said that they cannot do this. If they do this, something, we're going to prosecute them. And it just was like, what? So now, because you did that under our post, after we've already said, world, we giving away free gas, pull up, it's all good. And then the cops say, no, it's not. And then now people like, oh, I knew it was a scam. These dudes ain't this. And so now we got everybody against us. We like, shit. It's 4 days away. The cops just said if we come here, bro, we're getting locked up. People I don't even know said I'm a scammer. I'm like, oh god, like what do we do,
All you're
guy?
trying to
And
do
then
is give away free gas to the
we was
community.
just literally, bro,
People would come
that,
up, fill up their gas, you'd pay for it. They
bro,
would
just swiping and just get the free gas. So now we kind of hit a little panic mode, but I really forgot this part. But I think what happened was we completely changed and switched locations. We went from I think like the Clayton area to like North County. We went to a Quick Trip that was right off of the highway. And when I say, man, I know God was in that place, bro. There's a team full of ladies that were working that day. And we were like, hey, our video went viral. Watch this. The lady was like, I actually saw y'all on the news about this. And then I saw y'all post about this. So we was like, are you happy with that? Or like, should we just walk out? She was like, y'all want to do it here? Yeah, actually that's why we're here. Like, so what do you think? And it was like, oh, just da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, bet. So we did it and we met up there. When we got there, bro, people were already like in line anticipating. Watch this. We went back on the radio within like, I think it was 72 or 48 hours before the actual event. We needed this clout because we had to get our name straight to say, hey, it's not fraud, bro. We switched locations, pull up at this, da-da-da-da. We went on a famous radio time and a famous time to air it, and they said it, and the girls backed us up. That did like 50,000 views. So we were back good. We was like, hey, bro, the only thing we have to do is deliver. Like, literally, we deliver. We are kings. We're good. So we like, shit, we're good. We ain't using our cars. This is It's all good. We get there. Not only was it the best, safest, non-violent event, I mean, like, not one person, bro, went crazy there. And this is in North County. So, I mean, the police came and actually stopped to support us. We were thinking, like, is this that shutdown part? Like, we don't even know at this point. We just like, God, let us finish, let us deliver so we can keep our word, right? Well, they came, they start blocking and trafficking people out. He was like, man, what y'all doing is so cool. And we like, yeah, it is. Like, and it just was, it went from like scary to like, bro, you said yes, then you called the cops, and then you told them something different because of what you saw on TV in New York. And
Mm.
now the cops and the government is on us, and we just trying to give away our money. Okay. So then we like, where do we go? Then it found out that we went on the news and it helped. And somebody was like, hey, I saw y'all video. Y'all should come here. Okay, we should go there. And then we thinking, was it gonna work? And then it came, and then I'm telling you, bro, not only did we go over our $10,000 budget, we were happy and thrilled to do so, bro, because the amount of love that we had shown, and I have it all captured. And honestly, the news clip that I captured will actually explain all of this in the shortest term, because they were like, they hit roadblock after roadblock. We did, bro. It was, I never knew it could be hard to give away $10,000 of my money. Like, it was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, bro. But the beauty of that blessing, bro, was the amount of kids that were popping out the window saying thank you, and seeing mothers happy, and a few of them were crying. A couple men were just like, bro, thank you so much, bro. Life is hard. And I'm just thinking, I didn't even think about how hard your life was. I just thought that I'm only doing this, bro, to please God. So if I can make him happy, he whispers stuff like, well, just give it away. Like, don't be connected so much to money. I talk about money all day. I think one of the coolest things I've ever done is just give it away, because all I do is talk about money. But I want people to see, like, it doesn't have me in a hold. It has me in a give, right? I want to give to through you to show you the example of who I represent. So everything worked out amazing. I followed up with our next biggest event that we had the year after that. So that was in 2023, 24. We did a free food giveaway at the best coffee station in Missouri, which is Omen Coffee. And then I would say one of the top breakfast joints in Missouri, which is the Biscuit Joint, owned by my guy, Elliot.
Mhm.
Um, so one of the cool things about this is, bro, they watched the video and was like, we want to have y'all do something here. And we was like, okay, but we didn't know what that was. So we was like, bro, we need a date and we need to figure out what we're doing. But we already got a yes, which is cool, because that was the opposite of what we had last time. So we like, bro, I don't even know. Like, what do? We going to give away food for sure and coffee. And we got to pair it. And he was like, bro, you're a veteran. And I was like, I am. And he was like, well, let's do it on Veterans Day. And I'm like, hey, man, you know what, bro? And I always forget, because, nobody really does much for veterans. So I was like, yeah, I don't even know why I thought about that. So we said, let's do a free food giveaway. All you got to do is pull up. If you're a vet, it's free. If you're not a vet, it's free. But we're going to do something extra special for the veterans, just because they don't get enough. So we did that. That went viral as well. By this time, though, it was a much different under the post commenting, because now everybody saw where our money went, and it was like, hey, man, can I pull up? Can I? And we just like, yeah, come here. It's going to be this. You're going to get this. And it was like a lot easier dealing with the public again, because, we show who we were.
Mhm.
That was a success. We had over 1,000 people pull up, and even in the rain, bro, they were still showing out. So it just was a good testament. We were on News Channel 5 again. It was really cool. And then we ended up relocating. So we're trying to figure out how we're going to do it again. But I have some really good news, and I can't share it yet. Maybe if we get to do another sit down, I may share where me and my business partner are up to, where we are now relocated, and how we're going to come back with something in 2026 that's going to be even bigger than the last two things that we did.
Awesome. I love that, and thanks for sharing that story. I
For sure,
do
bro.
think it's crazy how it was. You said I didn't know it was gonna be this hard to give away $10,000, and all the
I did.
roadblocks and the challenges that you ran into. But at the end of the day, it turned out probably better than you could have imagined.
Yeah.
That's amazing, and I love
Yeah.
how you were just giving back to the community. And that's something I love to live by. Saying I like to say is the more you give, the more you live. And
Promise you.
one way I do that practice that is with Vegan Realty. That's our real estate team
Yes.
in California. And our big thing is we donate $1,000 to animal rescues every
Hmm.
time we help someone buy or sell a house. And I get more joy writing that $1,000 check to an animal rescue than I do receiving our commission.
Yep.
So, people, the more you give, the more you live.
I can't. I mean, I can't stress that enough, bro. Happiness it's really found in how you serve people, bro. Like it really is because when you think about it, you don't know what a person is going through. You don't know the impact that what little thing you think is little. First of all, it ain't even little. It's just you think is little. It could be huge. Who would have? I mean, you put $30 in someone's tank, bro.
Mhm.
They may be able to, actually go on that date. Maybe they can go get dinner now. Maybe they can go to the restaurant that they want to, right? You save an animal, bro. Guess what we're doing? We're actually taking care of our world, right? Like it's much deeper than just your block or your neighborhood or your community. If we take care of what was created for us, then they will take care of us. And that's what I think happiness is directly connected to. It's by what you value, right?
Mhm.
I value, you value, we value things outside of just us. And I think that's why I always say this. And I mean, if y'all were to ever see us together, y'all would see how our energies are just like happy, like not fake
Mhm.
happy. We've been drunk happy. We don't got to be drunk happy. We will soberly be happy and authentically be happy and be present and be happy because we give without cameras, with cameras, like it didn't matter. It just we intended to give you this, right? So you can't make me feel any type of way because God already said I had to bless you. So I don't want it back. You can't give it back. No you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I love that, bro. And I love that you doing that.
Awesome. Yeah, I always feel my highest self when I'm in service.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's why we really connect because you're the same way as well.
You know that.
And I'm gonna put all your info in the show notes. And if you want to send me the links to those
Yes.
news stories, I'll
Ooh.
include those in the show notes so people can talk about that. But speaking of happy drunk, you mentioned something about we're always sober drunk or sober happy and happy drunk. So I know I teased the people at the very beginning of this podcast
Yeah,
episode
you did.
with our little fights, our fight. Me and this dude got in a fist fight 20 years ago.
Oh my God.
I started it. You know, I'm 5'8". I was about 130 pounds at the time. This dude
Got that big heart, man.
6'4", 230. Um, so yeah, I'm not gonna get into all of the details, but we were in the car. I threw the first
We were in
punch.
a cold space.
Neither one of us were driving. I threw the first punch, and this guy threw multiple of the last ones, and it was totally my fault. But at the
No, it's
end of
my
the
fault.
day, we went to a parking lot. It was snowing out. We got out. We hugged it out.
Yes.
We peed next to each other in the
Yes.
parking lot. We hugged it out, and we became closer from that.
Yes, we did.
So, we both gained a lot of respect for each other, and
100%.
yeah, I gained more love from him. I walked away with a black eye for a few days, and it was all good.
Bro, that story lives rent free, and I can't wait to be like old men and where we can barely stand, and we just like, bro, you remember that time we like leaned over in a car seat? We fought in a car, bro. Like I can't even sit down long enough. Now I was, so when I think about it, I'm like, I love that because to me, that is what a true friendship involves, right? Like if we can't crash and come back from it, what can we say that we've built together?
Mhm,
Like every fake friendship that I've ever had, we never fell out. We just
mhm,
always agreed. Everything was always like, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's just yeah. With you, I respected you the moment after when I realized like I love that you believe in what you believe in because you stood for it. Because
mhm.
when I believe in something, I'm gonna stand too. And that superseded like the whole action. Like it really did. I don't even know if I ever told you, but it did. Like I never did that and felt nothing after. I would always be like, man, I should go slide or da 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 da. And I was just like, I don't know, I want some pizza I just want to go home. Like I need to sleep. I don't even know. And then I didn't care the next day. Like I woke up like, you know what I mean? I felt like as boys, like, we needed that, you know what I mean? I felt like our bond has always been super thorough, super tight, bro. I've always done some of the craziest, most adventurous, dangerous, but fun and funny things with you. You know, from the Panama days to the I don't even know if you remember the haunted house days. Like, bro, that fight was the catalyst to our lifelong friendship because I was like, for the longest, I'm like, I always looked at you as like we were equal. You know what I mean? I'm like, bro, your heart. I mean, really, in my mind, you my size because you play like it. Basketball, football. You ran through theirs. You would run through people. Like, bro, you weren't afraid to try to tackle me. You weren't afraid of contact. So for me, I'm like, bro, that's my man's. Like he would all of that. And if we had to fight out in the club, I also know you can stand your ground there. So I was like, bro, this is my man's. Like, we are good. When it happened between us, bro, I felt like it was like a alpha male meeting another alpha male. And instead of taking over the territory, we can just reign together.
Exactly. I love it.
That's what I
And
felt.
I'm
Bro.
way behind those days. I'm all about non-violence now, which I'm sure you
Oh,
are.
now I'm not stay,
Well,
bro.
there was a lot of alcohol involved. All I can say is do not drink Keystone Ice. That was the worst.
Man,
Whew.
ban it.
Yes.
That's what kicked it off.
But awesome, man. So I like to end every podcast with some funnies, with a joke off on a good note. So I'll let you go first with your joke.
You guys ready?
Yes.
Okay. What do you call a McDonald's employee that works an extra 12-hour shift?
Mm, I don't know.
You sure? A McDouble.
Double. That is good.
Yay!
Double.
You normally get stuff like that. I'm like, bro, he gonna get this, bro. You too smart for
That
that.
was a good one. That was a good one.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Mine doesn't have you guessing it. I just say one thing, then the next. Um, but I pulled up a credit joke. So here we go. My credit score used to get ghosted by lenders. Dot 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 dot. Now they text me back, "Hey stranger." But that's after they work with you. So
Hey, I like that.
once you have bad credit, you work with David. You have
Yeah.
bad credit, your lender's gonna ghost you. You work
Yes.
with David, improve your credit, and now your lender's gonna text you, "Hey stranger, what's up?"
Hey, you.
Right?
Hey. Hey. I miss them days. Look, that's facts. That's funny. I like that.
Awesome. Well, this was a blast. Thank you,
It was.
David.
Thank
And
you, bro.
that's a wrap.